Hey everybody, today we are going to be making homemade dog food. I've been making homemade dog food for about 3 months now, and I'm really excited to share this with you because our dog just loves it. The reason that we switched to making our own dog food is because the last time our kibble formula changed, our dog ended up getting an allergic reaction and had a rash all over her belly, and the poor thing was just miserable. So between that and recalls in the dog food industry, we decided to make our own dog food so that we can control what's in it and keep it consistent and find a way to budget it so that it works for our family. So we're going to need some equipment today, which I'm going to go through and show you before we get started. You're going to need containers to divide your dog's meals into. So we use these pint containers that I'll link down in the description box below. You're going to need a bowl. So for this recipe, you can use an 8-quart bowl. This is what I've previously used. You just need to be more careful when mixing so that the dog food doesn't go all over. This is the bowl that I currently use. So this is 20 quarts, and I just prefer to use this one so that I can mix it easier. It's doable in the 8-quart, but it's really nice in this 20-quart. A spider. So I am going to be pressure cooking our main protein and everything in a pressure cooker. So this is really nice that you can take out the meat and drain all that broth off so that you can cook your rice in it. So a spider, a spoon so that you can stir and then put the food into the containers, and then a scale so that you can keep the weight of your containers consistent. You'll need to figure out how many calories your dog needs every day and then make the recipe work for that. But we do 9.1 ounces in each container, and this helps us keep that consistent. And then again, you can cook your main source of protein however you prefer. You can put it in the oven, you can boil it in a stock pot, you can use a roaster. I am going to be using a pressure cooker. This is my Ninja Foodie, and I'm going to show you the order in which I cook everything so that you end up only needing to use the one pot and you don't have to clean between it. So it's just nice. So now that we've covered the equipment, the bulk of the recipe is going to be that you need a main source of protein. So one of the great things about making your own dog food is you can shop what's on sale, stock up on that, and really use it to blend into your budget. We're gonna be using chicken today. I got a twin pack of whole chickens for $11, which is about 11.5 pounds of meat with the giblets and everything. So that's what we're going to be cooking and making into dog food today. So you need your meat, and then we also do organs. So today, since I'm making essentially 2 batches of protein, we're going to be using 2 different kinds of organs because I like to mix it up for her. So we're going to be doing chicken livers and also just giblets, chicken giblets, and cooking those with them. And then we'll do a half and half on that. But we have 2 pounds of each of those. And then vegetables. So this can be broccoli, spinach, carrots, sweet potatoes, green beans, whatever's on sale. You can use can with low sodium, no sodium, or you can use frozen. We use frozen because just stock up on the frozen vegetable that's on sale, throw it in our freezer. We can eat it as a family. We can use it in the dog's food. It's great. And then fresh vegetables. So I usually throw carrots in there too. We keep fresh carrots in the fridge. We eat them as snacks and they can go in the dog food. And also this summer, I'm really excited because we can use fresh vegetables from the garden and save even more that way. Peas, you know, basically any vegetable that you would like. And then rice. So today we're going to be doing 6 cups of rice after it's cooked. So that's going to be 3 cups of uncooked rice and then 9 eggs. So we'll make it all. I'll show you the order in which I make it to get the most out of your ingredients and the most nutrition to your dog. All right, so we have our whole chicken and we have it in the pressure cooker pot. Now, with it being a whole chicken, you want to make sure that you take the package that's stuffed in it out because it's packaged. But this has the gizzards, the neck, and the liver, and all that stuff, and the heart. But you don't want that getting in your dog's food, obviously. So, just break this up. This one's still a little bit frozen. This is the neck, which has a lot of bone. So just remember that and be careful when you are deboning, that you really go through that. Now, like I said, I usually do a package of organs. We're going to be doubling the meat this time, so we're going to cook the gizzards, and we also have liver, but I hate the liver smell, so we're going to cook the gizzards in this first batch so that we don't have to smell the liver as much. And just put that in there. Absolutely no seasoning, just the meat and the water. Well, roughly 4 cups. And that's going to be our nice nutrient-dense broth to cook our rice in. So we're going to go ahead, close the pressure cooker, make sure that it is sealed, turn it on. I need to slide it over. I love this thing, so if you want to see a video on the Ninja Foodie, let me know and we can definitely do that. So I'm going to pressure cook it on high, and we are going to go for 55 minutes, and it's just going to build up. We're going to let it cook, and then we'll transfer it out, cook more, and so I will see you back when we are ready to do that part. All right, so we pressure cooked the chicken for 55 minutes, and then I was letting it naturally release, but we're getting ready to move it to the big bowl, so we need to make sure the rest of the pressure's out. All right, so all the pressure's out, and we're gonna go ahead and open it. It's gonna be like falling apart. Which is why I like to pressure cook it for so long, because it makes it way easier to debone. Try to strain it as much as possible. And then, yeah, it's just falling apart. All right. We still have all that broth in there, so we're just going to use that as the liquid to pressure cook the next chicken. And we're going to let this cool down so that it's easier to handle it, to debone everything. But yeah, it's just comes clean right off the bone. All right, so our second chicken has finished cooking. The chicken is just falling apart. Which again, like I said, I like the chicken to be just fall off the bone because it makes it easier for deboning. I'm gonna set this to the side in our big bowl so that we can give it time to cool down before we go through and debone it. And then set those livers to the side also because I like to chop up the gizzards and livers and all the bits. The chicken liver doesn't smell as bad as the beef liver, but I'm gonna just fish through the broth and just make sure that all the bits are out. It's okay if there's some little chunks in there because again, we're gonna cook our rice and our vegetables in it. So it'll go in there for that. So we're at like 12 cups of broth in here. We're gonna make 2 cups of rice, which will turn into 4 cups of rice. So we need 4 cups of broth. So we do have much more than needed. And then you can just freeze this and, you know, use it in dog food or make soup or something in it. Because literally, like, there's no seasoning, no salt, no nothing. This is just, you know, chicken broth. And that's 6 cups, so I think we're actually gonna do 3 cups of rice because again, we can freeze this and save it. So I got my rice, measuring cup. And I'm not gonna rinse the rice because it's just going in the dog food, so it's fine. And then we have that in there, so I'm gonna give that a stir. Just kind of even it out on the bottom. And now it's time to add our vegetables. So I like to do frozen vegetables because frozen vegetables are what we prefer. So I just stock up on them. So we're gonna do an entire bag of broccoli, half a pound of peas, and then normally I do carrots, but we are gonna do sweet potato today. So add the sweet potato in. I just put the vegetables right on top. I'm gonna close this again. So the rice, it takes about 7 minutes for the pressure. So again, slide it all the way this way. Make sure we're sealed, high pressure cooking, and we are gonna do 7 minutes. And so this will let the other chicken that we just took out cool down so we can touch that. And then the organs so that we can cut those up into chunks. And yeah, so that's where we're at for now. We just need the rice and the vegetables to cook, and I will see you back in a little bit. All right, so now we have both of our chickens in here and they're cooled down. So we're gonna start deboning. One thing I like to make sure that I have next to the bowl when I'm deboning is a bag for the bones. Another thing is also a paper towel just to wipe your hands. So because it was pressure cooked, it's just fall off the bone. This part's messy, but you gotta get in there to make sure that there's no bones for the safety of your dog. There's a bone. So this part's a little tedious, but it's a labor of love. Everything else can stay in, so the skin and everything, and just break it up into smaller pieces. Put it to the side and try to kind of gather what I have gone through to one section. Cartilage is fine, just no bones. The back is where you really need to make sure that you're careful getting all those tiny vertebrae out of here. And you don't have to do whole birds. It's cheaper, and you know, the dog's not picky, so you can use most of the meat, well, like all of the meat, and you get those organs and stuff with it. But you could go boneless if you wanted to. Just, yeah, whatever's on sale. Like the next couple batches after these two are gonna be turkey, because turkey was on sale for 50 cents a pound. It's stocked up. And if we decide we want turkey, well, we got some turkeys in the freezer, you know? It's nice to be able to customize it like that. All right, and that should be all of the bones. But like I pile it up on this side, and then I just move it back over and go through it. Make sure that there are no bones. See, there's a little one. There you go. All right, wipe off my hands so that I can turn on the sink and wash my hands, and then we are gonna chop up these organ meats and throw it in here, mix it together, and then divide out. You don't need to do perfect cuts on these. You just want to do kind of a rough chop until you get them into the size pieces that you want, because you want to get a good mix. So then go back and forth a little bit. Turn my cutting board. All right, and there's no like super large pieces, so it'll distribute pretty evenly. And then you're going to pour that into the bowl. So there's a couple bigger pieces, we can just break those up. Now I have my smaller spider thing, and I use that to just mix the meat and the organ meat. And then we're gonna divide this up and throw half of it in the freezer to save it for the next time I make dog food. All right, so our rice And vegetables are cooked. We're gonna add it to our bowl of meat and organ meat. You can see that the rice soaked up all of that nutrient-dense broth. The vegetables do get mushy, but it's okay. And this time we used sweet potato, peas, and broccoli. I do spinach sometimes, green beans, carrots. It's really easy to customize this to what you have on hand, what's on sale. Like again, like we have 2 huge turkeys in the freezer. Those turkeys were 50 cents a pound. And those are gonna be the next couple batches of dog food when we're done with this chicken. So it doesn't have to be expensive to make your own dog food. All right, and then we're gonna add the eggs. So I use 9 eggs and I scramble them. Again, no seasoning. Salt, no pepper, just the food. And as you mix it, it's gonna break up the eggs to get all through the food. So this is 6 cups of rice, 12 ounces of sweet potato, 12 ounces of broccoli, a pound of peas, 5 pounds of meat, and then 2 pounds of organs. All right. So now we are going to divide out the dog food. So I have my cups on this side, I put the scale here, put the cup there. I'm gonna zero it out. And 9.1 ounces in each. It freezes well too if you want to, like we made 2 batches worth of meat. If you want to make 2 batches, obviously this is going to go bad in the fridge if you leave it in there too long because it's just food, but this freezes really well. So you can make up containers, put it in the freezer, pull it out, let it thaw, and give it to your dog. And again, this recipe today, which was 5.5 pounds of chicken, 2 pounds of organ meat, 2.5 pounds of vegetables, 6 cups of rice, and 9 eggs, made 9 days worth of food for our 95-pound German Shepherd dog. She gets 2 of these a day, 1 for breakfast and 1 for dinner. And it's really cleared up her skin condition. So that was really an awesome part of switching to this homemade dog food, made it very rewarding. And she just loves mealtime now. You ask her if she's hungry and she runs right to where her dog food is, ready to eat. So it just, that's the part that's the best about putting in the time and the effort to make your own dog food. Let me know in the comment section down below what kind of dog you have, and thanks for hanging out in the kitchen with us today, and I'll see you on the next one.